Yo, it's your boy JT, and this is my thoughts on a Pacquiao BIR tax situation going on right now. Since every oh shit, that's the Cavassier in a good weed, but yeah, man. Since everyone got a video on it, got their comments on it. First and foremost, I want to say that it's an unfortunate situation, man. No matter how someone feels about Pacquiao, you know, no one, no one deserves that. And it's even worse because it's coming from his own country that he put, if it wasn't for Pacquiao, who else do they have, as a representative in the sports world, so it's unfortunate. But I think, I think a lot of it has to do with him getting into politics and into Congress, man. I feel like that coupled with his success, they saying he owe 50 mil. Shit, man, that's a lot of money, dude. I'm not even sure Pacquiao even has 50 mil, you know, to give, dude. That's a lot of money, and that could force a situation where he has to fight. He can't retire. If that's true, we don't know. But, you know, that could force him to continue fighting. Mind you, he just came off of a opponent that was tailor made for him. But, so in all honesty, we don't know how good and how much he's recovered from that knockout because, honestly, Rios wasn't really a a good test, man. He just came in there and just was really a punching bag. He was just a little bit too slow, man. He couldn't really get off. So it wasn't really a test, man. So, you put him in there with a guy who can really do some damage, man, and we don't know what would happen, man. So I think it's unfortunate that this is all happening. But at the same time, I got to put a lot of the blame on Pacquiao himself, man. For him getting punked all these years by Bob Arum and Top Rank, saying it's up to my promoter, letting them basically dictate his career. It's on him, man. He should have took the route of other fighters who became their own boss. He's really the only guy who's really a big name in the sport. That isn't in control of his career. Has really no leverage. Bob Arum has complete control over his career. And I'm sure he has control over his finances too. But and on top of that, man, I mean, and it just shows how dumb a lot of you are, man. It's just like, dude, all you guys say Pacquiao was, Mayweather was ducking Pacquiao. Mayweather was ducking Pacquiao. Mayweather's ducking Pacquiao. Man, dude, Mayweather told you that this shit would happen 3 years ago. He said back in 2008, 2009. That's almost 4 years ago. He said that Pacquiao doesn't have his business. He doesn't have his business correct. He needs to get his business correct. And I'm pretty sure this is what he's talking about his finances. It makes him look very, very bad that he didn't take 40 million, which would have been the most he's ever and will ever make in his career to fight Mayweather. It's really an embarrassment to him. It's really an embarrassment to him. He had 40 million and he turned it down. And I'm pretty sure it was just people trying to being in his ear. Bob Arum, Michael Kantz. I feel like Pacquiao wants the fight to happen. But Bob Arum doesn't want to lose his horse, man. He doesn't. You can't really blame Bob Arum, man. You can't really blame Bob Arum. You gotta blame Pacquiao because he's not in control of his career. He's the second biggest draw in the sport. And it's like, dude, if he wants a fight, he can't have it because this guy wants to keep all his money in house. He's the one making the money. He's the one fighting. He's the one, I feel a lot of this is just people in his ear, man. People putting a battery in his back, pumping him up and telling him, "Oh, you don't need this fight. You don't need Mayweather, or you know, you don't need to take a drug test." So you don't need 40 million. You're gonna make it. But now look what happens. He gets hit for 50 mil. You know, if they take the money from him, which they're already reporting that they're like putting holds on accounts and getting his assets and his house, it can get ugly, man. And it's really unfortunate because his people probably need him very bad. With the typhoon and all that other stuff. So yeah, man, that's just my thoughts on it, man. I just feel like Mayweather told you guys years ago that Pacquiao didn't have his business in check, man. He wasn't, he didn't have his stuff together, man. His business together, man, and Bob Arum is hitting him for a lot of money, man. But you only can blame him, dude. I mean, of course, he doesn't have really experience dealing with money or stuff like that. He's from a third world country, so he's probably just like, fuck it, I'm gonna take whatever, man. But dude, if you're the second biggest draw in the sport, there's no reason why this should be happening to you, unless you're just not in control of your own stuff, man, your own money. So that's all I got to say, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Shouts out to the YTBC. I see, I watch all you guys' videos, man. You know, I wish you guys great holidays, man. It's your boy JT, man. Shout out to the Mayweather movement. I'm out.